As we usher into the end of the first quarter of the 21st century, the world is becoming increasingly digitized. According to a 2024 report, over 5 billion individuals on the planet are using social media, a whopping 62% of the Earth's population. This is a number that is rising rapidly, up over 5% from the previous year. Each day, users spend an average of 2 hours and 23 minutes on social media. 27% of social media users report using social media to find inspiration for things to do or buy, while 26% use social media to find products to purchase. Out of all social media platforms, Pinterest is one of the most popular. At the same time, it comes across as relatively inconspicuous compared to the likes of Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, or Twitter. Unlike the latter platforms, the purpose of Pinterest isn't quite to interact with other users and build an online community. Instead, users scroll through a catalog of images, pinning them to various boards the way one would construct a vision board or a themed photo collage. Many use Pinterest to find inspiration for daily tasks or events, such as DIY craft tutorials, recipes, creative ways to entertain children, wedding inspo, or ideas for putting together outfits. Others use Pinterest to cultivate a digital dream life, compiling scenic photos of a dream vacation spot, designer clothing, and gorgeous houses that look like they were cut straight from Vanity Fair. This video will holistically discuss the motivations behind both Pinterest itself and its user base. Do people mainly use Pinterest to get inspired and look at pretty things? Or are they being clandestinely motivated to make purchases based on what they see? Who benefits from this all? And are we spending more by using Pinterest or less? And how can we be more conscious of our social media use to take back our capacity to make our own decisions, to wield our own free will beyond corporate puppeteers? Yet again, perhaps we're grateful for Pinterest's algorithm and its innate understanding of our tastes and desires. Upon clicking an image, a user can choose to be redirected to another site, where they can follow a tutorial or buy a product. In fact, Pinterest itself reports that 93% of users have used the platform to plan for purchases. 52% of users say they have made online purchases from something they saw on Pinterest, while 72% claim to have made offline purchases. According to a study run by Pinterest in 2017, 90% of active weekly users report utilizing Pinterest to make decisions on what to buy. So, although Pinterest adopts the appearance of being the aesthetic social media platform for vision boards and daydreaming, it really is just pushing its users to buy products. Advertising is how Pinterest makes money, and its revenues are steadily increasing. Between September 2023 and September 2024, Pinterest had nearly $3.5 billion in revenue. It's also a public company with a market cap of almost $20 billion. Why is Pinterest so good at getting its users to purchase products? Well, Pinterest is unique in that it's essentially a shopping app branded as a social media or an artist gadget. Instagram and TikTok, for example, differ in that they have their own tabs for direct shopping, while sponsored content will pop up on users' regular feeds. In these cases, users know whether something is innately being advertised. However, Pinterest advertising design incorporates links to products within users' direct feed much more seamlessly. While some content is marked as sponsored, usually by larger brands, most products to be bought are hidden within the link attached to an image. Additionally, the majority of pins do not show a price attached to the image, so people using the app aren't doing so with the same mindset they might have while shopping. What effect might seamless ad incorporation have on users? First off, they're likely more inclined to pin an image if they think it's not an advertisement. SurveyMonkey polled over 1,200 US residents about their views on social media. 74% stated they think there are too many ads on social media platforms. Pinterest's clever use of hiding ads within links evidently influences users to think they're only saving an image uploaded by another user. Since Pinterest allows anybody to upload their own pins, it's more than reasonable for a user to see a pin and think someone just like themselves may have uploaded it, leading to a more favorable opinion regarding the image. Pinterest is also a popular site for affiliate marketing, a commission-based form of advertising content for a website. Those are often regular people using social media marketing as a side hustle, as opposed to people working in corporate America. Since so many Pinterest ads are therefore created by typical Pinterest users, there's an aspect of relatability and originality that doesn't make them feel like an ad. Pinterest, unlike shopping sites and social media apps with built-in shopping tabs, does not have its own section where users can shop. This undoubtedly increases users' perception that they are merely saving images that interest or aesthetically please them. Their main reason for using the app is not to shop, or so they think. Remember, Pinterest reported that 52% of users have made online purchases directly from something they saw on Pinterest, while 72% have made offline purchases based on an item they saw in the app. The same people who may boast to never buy off Instagram and TikTok may regularly pin photos on Pinterest and be redirected to external sites to purchase items there. Another factor that increases the number of products bought off Pinterest is their use of targeted advertising. Pinterest privacy policy states that when users sign up, demographic information, including their birthday, gender, country of residence, and interests, is collected. Even if a user doesn't choose to share their location, Pinterest has stated that they use IP addresses and information embedded in photos to approximate locations. If a user signs up via a third-party platform, such as Google or Facebook, Pinterest receives even more information. With this information, coupled with the user's history of searching for and pinning certain items, Pinterest learns to show more content tailored to that specific user. It even learns users' preferences based on their activity on partner websites. It will also show ads through partner websites. Various Pinterest partners include Google, Amazon, Canva, Shopify, Shoppable, Salesforce, Adobe Express, and GoDaddy, among others. So, if you happen to pin photos of tattoos on your Pinterest, you may get Inkbox ads on your Amazon page. If you buy a set of Bombas or a themed Halloween costume on Amazon, you'll likely get ads for those products on your Pinterest. Depending on your personal beliefs, you might be feeling a variety of things regarding Pinterest advertising design. For some, it seems almost obvious. Of course, all social media platforms are trying to sell you things now. How else do they make money? When others think about it for the first time, it feels almost violating. You downloaded this app to look at pretty pictures, get inspired, and make collections of things you like. Why is the app trying to get you to buy things so much? And why are you giving in without second thought? Nonetheless, it is an ingenious advertising model. You cannot deny it works. So what next? Now that you know this, how does it change anything? The key is in how you characterize your relationship to the platform and taking the power back from those who currently hold it. Going forward, it's important for users to be more mindful of their relationship with social media advertising as a whole. When we use sites like Pinterest, do we intend to buy products? If that isn't our initial intention, how often do we find the urge to make a purchase, and what do we do about that? If users can consciously realize their urges to buy products are largely based on targeted marketing, cleverly hidden within their feed, they'd be more capable of deciding whether they actually want to buy something, or if they're just experiencing a desperate feeling after being flooded with constant stimuli of objects they like. Because isn't that it, at the end of the day? If advertising algorithms are constantly showing you what you love but don't have, you'll be more and more inclined to buy it. You're seeing it all the time. But that's not how life outside the internet works. In real brick-and-mortar life, how many times are you seeing that one rug pattern, that one lamp style, that one type of boot? You don't walk down the street continuously dodging racks of your favorite styles of clothes that, frankly, you won't realistically wear more than a few times a year. Constantly seeing targeted ads online can make us feel the presence of every desire significantly more. And what good is that doing? We must rethink our relationship with social media advertising, not as a middle finger to the corporate machine, but as a way of being kind and gentle to ourselves. It doesn't feel good to constantly be wanting things. A simple restructuring of our feelings on seeing things we want can make all the difference. When we use Pinterest, are we overcome with this nagging mosquito bite itch to own everything we see? Do we long for a life that pretty, that expensive, making us despise our current living situation even more? Or are we able to use the app for artistic inspiration, as a virtual museum or as a gentle reminder for when the holidays come and we allow ourselves to splurge a little more? When we use Pinterest, do we feel fulfilled or frustrated? And what decisions do those feelings spur? As Reddit user SolarFlare24 stated in a post on the anti-consumption subreddit, I can open Pinterest anytime I want and see all those pretty pictures I've collected, and it gives me the novelty of owning those products without actually buying them. It's really helped me cut down on buying crap I don't need, without making me feel like I'm missing out. SolarFlare24 has it right, as long as we don't use pinning as a form of obsessive online hoarding. And if it turns out we really do want to buy one thing every once in a while, what's the harm in waiting a few days before making an impulsive purchase? As long as our feelings regarding ads and social media aren't one of desperation and lack, we're headed in the right direction. The mere act of reflection and intentional decision-making is sometimes the best way to take back control against the puppets behind the screen.